Chapter 18 of Old Granny Fox by Thornton W. Burgess. Chapter 18. Why Bowser the Hound Didn't Eat His Dinner. The thing you've most puzzled about is simple once you've figured it out. Old Granny Fox. Bowser the Hound dearly loved to hunt just for the pleasure of the chase. It isn't so much the desire to kill as it is the pleasure of using his wonderful nose and the excitement of trying to catch someone, especially Granny or Reddy Fox. Farmer Brown's boy had put away his dreadful gun because he no longer wanted to kill the little people of the Green Forest and the Green Meadows, but rather to make them his friends. Bowser had missed the exciting hunts he used to enjoy so much with Farmer Brown's boy. So Bowser had formed the habit of slipping away alone to hunt every once in a while. When Farmer Brown's boy discovered this, he got a chain and chained Bowser to his little house to keep him from running away and hunting on the sly. Of course, Bowser wasn't kept chained all the time. Oh my, no. When his master was about where he could keep an eye on Bowser, he would let him go free. But whenever he was going away and didn't want to take Bowser with him, he would chain Bowser up. Now, Bowser always had one good big meal a day. To be sure, he had scraps and bones now and then besides, but once a day he had a good big meal served to him in a large tin pan. If he happened to be chained, it was brought out to him. If not, it was given to him just outside the kitchen door. Granny Fox knew all about this. Sly old Granny makes it her business to know the affairs of other people, because there is no telling when such knowledge may be of use to her. So Granny had watched Bowser the Hound when he and his master had no idea at all that she was anywhere about, and she had found out his ways, the usual hour of his dinner, and just how far that chain would allow him to go. It was such things which she had stored away in that shrewd old head of hers that made her so sure that she and Reddy could take Bowser's dinner away from him. It was just about Bowser's dinner time when Granny and Reddy trotted across the snow-covered fields and crept behind the barn until they could peep around the corner. No one was in sight. Not even Bowser, who was inside his warm little house at the end of the long shed back of Farmer Brown's house. Granny saw that he was chained, and a sly grin crept across her face. "You stay right here and watch until dinner is brought out to him," she said to Reddy. "And as soon as whoever brings it out has gone back into the house, you walk right out where Bowser will see you. And at the sight of you, he'll forget all about his dinner. Sit right down where he can see you and stay there until you see that I have got that dinner, or until you hear somebody coming, for you know Bowser will make a great racket. Then slip around the back of the barn and join me in back of the shed." So Reddy sat down to watch, and Granny left him. By and by, Mrs. Brown came out of the house with a pan full of good things. She put it down in front of Bowser's little house and called to him. Then she turned and hurried back, for it was very cold. Bowser came out of his little house, yawned, and stretched lazily. It was time for Reddy to do his part. Out he walked and sat right down in front of Bowser and grinned at him. Bowser stared for a minute as if he doubted his own eyes. "Such impudence!" Bowser growled. Then, with a yelp, he scrambled toward Reddy. Now, the chain that held him was long, but Reddy had taken care not to get too near, and of course Bowser couldn't reach him. He tugged with all his might and yelped and barked frantically, but Reddy just sat there and grinned in the most provoking manner. It was great fun to tease Bowser this way. Meanwhile, Granny Fox had stolen out from around the corner of the shed behind Bowser. Getting hold of the edge of the pan in her teeth, she pulled it back with her around the corner and out of sight. If she made any noise, Bowser didn't hear it. He was making too much noise himself and was too excited. Presently, Reddy heard the sound of an opening door. Mrs. Brown was coming to see what all the fuss was about. Like a flash, Reddy darted behind the barn, and all Mrs. Brown saw was Bowser tugging at his chain as he whined and yelped excitedly. "I guess he must have seen a stray cat or something," said Mrs. Brown, and she went back into the house. Bowser continued to whine and tug at his chain for a few minutes, but then he gave it up and, growling deep in his throat, turned to eat his dinner. But there wasn't any dinner. It had disappeared, pan and all. Bowser couldn't understand at all. Back of the shed, Granny and Reddy licked that pan clean, licked it until it was polished. Then, with little sighs of satisfaction and every once in a while a little chuckle, they trotted happily back home.